Putin is under tremendous pressure from Russian public opinion to step in, because we've got this chocolate king, right, Poroshenko, the new president of Ukraine. His government is still chock full of neo-fascists and neo-Nazis. One of them is this guy Yarosh, who threatened some time ago to blow up gas and oil pipelines, and lo and behold, this past week that has happened. But the idea is that Poroshenko is continuing to send his military to kill large numbers of civilians in Lugansk, in Donetsk, and so forth. And the one common denominator from all Russian spokesmen at this conference, which was held in the Hart Senate office building, it was held in part of the U.S. Congress, the demand is call off this military attack on the civilians, because the Russian public opinion can see this, and they're saying to Putin, what you're doing is not enough. We want action now. We want you to interdict these genocidal moves by the Ukrainian forces. And the demand that they're making is a no-fly zone. The U.S. has extended no-fly zones, right, in Iraq over many, many years, the entire decade of the 1990s practically. And in that case, what they're saying is, Putin, we want the Russian Air Force to interdict any military flights, any flights at all coming into eastern Ukraine. That's number one, and that's what he's getting from his sources, right? This guy Cohen. The second point that he makes is that if this crisis goes on, there is a tangible risk of tactical nuclear warfare, nuclear exchange. And I was very glad to hear this, because I have been saying similar things about Ukraine since about 2004. It is the only place in the world where a clash between two military establishments with nuclear armament can occur. There's nothing like this in the Middle East. It's just not there. But in this case, we could have Polish NATO troops intervening in support of the Kiev regime, and they're more likely to do it because Poland wants a piece of Ukraine, right? Most of Ukraine was a part of Poland at one time or another. They probably want it back. You could have Polish troops coming in from the west, Russian troops coming in from the east. The Russian troops have nuclear weapons. The Polish troops would make an appeal to the U.S. for the nuclear umbrella, and you could see World War III taking off. And this is not hyperbole. This is not an exaggeration. This is very definitely something that could happen. We're much too close to this right now. It would be time for, I think, the United States and Russia ought to tell this guy Poroshenko, stop it, stop what you're doing. And, of course, the U.S. is doing the opposite, right? We've got the neocon, again, Madame Kagan, also known as Victoria Nuland, right, the foul-mouthed one, has been, urging, undoubtedly spurring on Poroshenko and Yarosh and Chanibok and the rest of these fascists, really, that's all we can call them, to be more and more militant, to be more and more hostile to the Russians. Right? So I think from Obama's point of view, this stuff is way out of his control. He is confronted with a fait accompli every day. Now, he ought to assert himself and put a stop to it.